It's now time for Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, live on the Woodward Sports Network. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m. Starring Ryan Ermanni, Michigan great and former NFL baller Braylon Edwards, and of course, Tom Mazawey. Let's talk some sports.
Hey, let's go! Thursday show, August 3rd, 2023. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com, fox2detroit.com. If you are watching live, I forgot about the old two-shot here, Braylon Edwards. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, sir. Voice getting a little bit better. But
How you doing over there, Braylon? How you doing, man?
Don't start with me, man.
Oh, man. How you doing, man? Not today.
I wasn't in the mood until I saw somebody in the studio. Shout out to Alex Mayer in the building. Long time no see.
Al May, pop in front of,
man,
pop
in.
behind Tom Mazawey over here. Pop behind Tom Mazawey. No, yep, there you go.
There he is.
Look at the great Alex Mayer in the house today.
You got to break it down for the people out there,
Yeah,
man.
baby.
Al May.
Maz,
that's right.
Hello, good afternoon to you.
Hello to you.
Fill the people in on who exactly Alex Mayer is.
Alex Mayer.
Phillies.
He's our guy, man. He was our guy. He was our number one guy in the TD booth.
When we first started.
When we first started, prior to everyone else that's been in and out of here. Fletch. I think Fletch took over for him.
Yep.
Don't try to count him.
Now Parker took over for Fletch. And JB's still in the house.
We run everybody out of that booth, Parker. Hey, you got no chance, man.
I told you it was tough in there.
Hey, I'm still here.
I know, but you haven't hit the anniversary yet.
Oh, you got to at least get 6 months first, man.
Oh, man, good to see you,
Al May
Alex.
took a look. He wanted to look at the rundown, and he's like, yep, nothing's changed.
Well, consistency, man. Braylon, and I think that's one of the things, and I'm glad your voice is not 100% today, because that just automatically means that I just win every argument then.
This is true. I have no arguing bone in me.
Finally, I get to win every argument today.
This is true.
Oh, good stuff,
You got it all, man.
Hey, Tom, great job yesterday.
Thank you. I had fun.
Yes.
I didn't think.
Good job yesterday.
I was a little nervous because I don't like the host.
Right.
But you know what? My boys picked me up. Broder, Jeff, Parker, JB, Spenny came in here. Neil Rule called in.
Oh, little Neil Rule action.
Neil's he's pissed at us. Neil's pissed.
Pissed at who?
He don't like that we get, like, you asked for headphones for months, by the way, on remote broadcast.
Yes.
And I told everyone, when you at remote broadcast, usually you can't hear. So the cans help you hear. So when we had the cans at Oakland Hills on Monday, Neil felt that he was just brushed aside and told, come on, get out of here now. It's time for the big show. You guys use these other headphones. So he doesn't like, he thinks the phones and the vMix don't work for anyone else but us. So he's feeling a little butthurt.
Does he watch our show?
I asked him. That's what I asked. I'm like, the phone. He called yesterday and the phone didn't work. So he had the vMix in and somehow it worked.
I will tell you, and JB knows this, I've been asking for months for those cans back.
Me too.
Because it is difficult to hear anything that's happening. And one of the reasons that I wear this earpiece, and that we all wear earpieces, is so that I can hear my own voice in my ear. It's something about calibration, not to get too nerdy on you or anything like that, but when you're out in the field doing a remote broadcast, you can't hear your own voice.
No.
And it, I think, really
so let me
makes
finish.
for a less than show.
Yesterday, Neil and Spenny asked the chat to flood the final word with poop emojis and lies.
Gosh.
So yesterday there were poop emojis everywhere, and then they break the news that Joe Namath had passed away, and they just wanted to get right to me. So I had to, of course, drop everything to make sure Joe was okay, and he was, thank God. Now today they're sending these, what Sam Flannel says, are meat missiles at us.
Oh, no, I'm fine with that.
We're getting meat missiles.
I'm fine with that. You know me and meat.
That.
I love me some meat, some red meat.
Unless it's coming from Fairway Packing.
Oh, man.
So that's what we're getting today. So All right, chat, bring it on.
We appreciate it. Good stuff. Absolutely. Hey, before we move forward with the line, we've got a lot of Lions today. Can I just say this one thing about the Detroit Tigers? And, Eduardo Rodriguez spoke
We have the video.
Yeah. I'm going to set it up for you if that's okay. Is that okay?
Cool. Well, I don't know. Usually you'll say something and then skip over it.
No, no, it's fine.
Okay.
I just wanted to touch on the Tigers because it was a very big day yesterday. I feel like Eduardo Rodriguez pitched in Pittsburgh. The Tigers did get a win, 6-3. Over Pittsburgh to get a split. This is from Alex Rodriguez, Eduardo Rodriguez's agent. Let me put it up for you on the screen right now. Here is the statement that he had to say. He negotiated a no-trade clause in his contract for a reason. With all the money and glamour and fame that comes with being a professional athlete, there is also a very difficult personal side. Many players' wives and their children suffer a lot of instability in their lives, especially when their spouses get traded. I do not take this lightly. Eduardo is one of the best left-handed starting pitchers in baseball. He is also a human being who wants stability for his family. They are comfortable living in Detroit and have adjusted well. As for the Dodgers in particular, once I was granted permission to speak with them regarding this trade, we did our best to come up with a way to make it happen where everyone was comfortable. Unfortunately, we just ran out of time. And that is from Gene Mato, who is Eduardo Rodriguez's agent. I think this is one of the most well-written statements that I have ever seen in professional sports. Talking about the human side of things, Braylon. And you're a guy that's played on a number of different teams, too. There is a human element when you change teams. Sometimes there's excitement. Sometimes there's disappointment, i.e. when you went from Cleveland to New York. Very much excitement. And then, after that, maybe you go to Seattle or San Francisco, maybe not as excited.
Yeah, when I left Cleveland, there was a lot of excitement about the things to come. When I was with the Cleveland Browns, we were bad. We were bad franchise 2005. We were bad franchise 2006. 10-6 in 2007, but then in Berlin we were bad again in 08. We were bad again in 8 and 9. So you had a chance to leave there and just get a different breath. The team takes a chance on you, and they bring you in, and you just get excited, and it feels different. Food tastes a little better. Air smells a little better. You play a little harder. The team around you, there's more support. When you get to that space, you don't want to leave that space. When you get to that space, sometimes you're like, no, this is it. Like, this feels like home. I remember when it was going to the Jets, wanting to go back to the Jets again. When I didn't get signed back in 2010, I feel like I was leaving what I perceived to be my new home, and it didn't feel good. So Eduardo Rodriguez, he's looking at it from that standpoint. A lot of times when you find that space, when you find that fit, especially when you're a married man, especially when you have a family as well, you're able to have those people as well say, hey, grass isn't always green on the other side.
Kind of like it here.
100%.
Yeah.
I like it here. What is this Grosse Pointe thing? I like Grosse Pointe. I like the water. I like the community. I like the school systems. Things like that matter when you're married. Things like that matter when you have a family, as opposed to just running out to L.A. and partying. Things like that matter.
No doubt about it. Here's what Eduardo Rodriguez had to say post-game yesterday after his win in Pittsburgh.
Ultimately say no to the trade with the Dodgers, and how did that process go down for you?
I mean, I feel like we have a couple conversations of it, but the details of the trade wasn't what I wanted for me and my family, and I decided to stay here in Detroit. So.
Was that mostly financial? Was it personal? Was it both?
Something that is just between Dan and I, so I can't tell you about it. But like I say, the details wasn't I wasn't feel really comfortable with it, and I decided to stay here. But it's nothing against the Dodgers or wherever over there, they're a really good team over there and everything. It's just thinking about my future and my family, and I take the decision to stay here.
When did you first learn that a trade to the Dodgers was on the table, and how much did the Tigers communicate with you after that?
I mean, we have a really good conversation the last couple of days about it, but like I say, the detail wasn't right what I wanted, and I decided to stay here. So.
What was the response from the guys knowing that you were coming back?
I mean, I love the guys here, and I feel like they love me too. They're really happy to stay here, and I'm really happy to stay here and continue to be here in this organization and help the most as I can with the young guys and go out there every 5 days and do part of it just to win the games. I know we have a really good team, and I know that we have a really good future over here with all the young guys, so I want to be part of it now, and that's why I decided to stay here too.
That's Eduardo Rodriguez, courtesy of Bally Sports Detroit. Look, Scott Harris, the Tigers president and general manager, is getting killed for not trading this guy. I am happy that they did not trade Eduardo Rodriguez. There is no guarantee that any prospect you get back is going to be worth anything. You know, and the second baseman, shortstop, third baseman that they got back from the Phillies in the Michael Lorenzen trade.
Yeah.
I mean, is there a guarantee that that guy's going to be some?
But that's okay because you can re-sign Lorenzen. He's a free agent.
Well, it's fine. But, like, how many times has that actually happened? Maybe the Yankees have done it a couple of times. But how many times has that actually happened in baseball?
Well, he loves Detroit, and he loved what they did for his career.
I understand that. And
I don't think you do. I'm joking. It was a joke.
Yeah, okay. Very good. I'm trying to make a point here, though, Tom, in that Eduardo Rodriguez, you've got a young staff here for the Tigers. Eduardo Rodriguez can provide some veteran leadership for you. Whether he opts out or not, maybe the Detroit Tigers do get their first shot at Eduardo Rodriguez. Why wouldn't you want that guy to be a part of your team? There's no prospect, I don't think, that you're getting back that is a
lefty, and it could be a number 1 or a number 2 starter.
Yeah, I mean, I applaud Scott Harris
He's
for
still
not trading
young.
this guy. And not only that, and again, I've said a lot of crazy things on this show in my life. Many of them have come true, okay? Many of them have come true. Almost, I would say most crazy statements at what once was viewed as a crazy statement, 90% of them have come true. In fact, the only one I can think of that didn't come true is Malik Willis. That was a bad take.
That's still a work in progress, by the way.
Yes, but it was a bad take, and it was wrong. That's the only one. There isn't a bold take out there that I think you can come at me at and say yes, other than Malik Willis. But the reason why I am so happy that the Tigers did not trade Eduardo Rodriguez, obviously in the future, depending upon what happens with his contractual situation, I do think it's important to have a veteran starting pitcher instead of just a bunch of young guys.
Hell yeah.
I do think the Tigers can win the division this year.
That's going to be tough.
I really think that. If you look at their schedule, if you do, they play the Twins 6 times over the next 2 weeks. They are 6 games back in the loss column. Cleveland got worse. I don't think they're getting any better. Detroit didn't get any better. They didn't get any worse. For every Michael Lorenzen, I'll give you a Bo Brisky that just came back up. You know, I mean, it's just the point. They have a chance, and I know they play Tampa here coming up. Tampa just completely destroyed the Detroit Tigers over
they destroy a lot
opener.
of teams.
Yes, but I do think the Tigers can win the division. And you can laugh at me now. You can say I'm crazy and I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'll accept that because when you make statements like this, it is fine. I think the Tigers can still win the division this year.
You said the Tigers can get better, and obviously because they haven't necessarily won enough games to jump up with the Minnesota Twins or even get closer where they're a game behind or 2 games behind. But with that being said, like, they're still hanging on, Ryan. I think they did get better because if we're talking about the Detroit Tigers before the season started, you know, we were like what they're going to be. We were like optimistic, but at the same time, we didn't know what they were going to be. You start the season, we didn't feel good about the Detroit Tigers, but here they are. They're still fighting. They're still scratching. They're still clawing. And when you get guys like Eduardo Rodriguez to make a comment like that and talk about his relationship with the team and why he's not staying, I think they did get better to some extent.
If they re-sign him, it was a great deal.
Yeah.
If they don't, it was a mistake.
Period.
That's it.
Unless they win the division this year and go on to the playoffs, Tom Mazawey.
Correct.
Very good. Guys, we'll take a break. Come right back when we do. Talking Lions. Breaking news today. Something happened today that has never happened in the history of Ford Field. It happened today. We'll tell you about it next. But first, a message from Mark White.
When buying or selling real estate, flexibility and control over the sales process is key. Sellers, how would you like the freedom of canceling your listing agreement at any time for any reason with no penalty? That is exactly what Mark White and Associates offers. It's called the minute-by-minute listing agreement by the Mark White and Associates. Try Mark White's risk-free minute-to-minute listing agreement today. Looking to buy or sell real estate? Visit markwhitesells.com or call 248-290-8242. That number again, 248-290-8242. MarkWhiteSells.com, where flexibility meets success.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
He is something else. How big is that?
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Hey guys, how would you like to play golf like a celebrity? Well, you can do it if you stop in any Randy Wise dealership for your chance to play golf like a celebrity. How about VIP transportation? Free golf to one of Michigan's best tracks and a tasty steak afterwards, courtesy of Fairway Packing Company. Make the wise decision. Get to a Randy Wise today for your chance to win, and keep it right here on Woodward Sports for more details.
Hey, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Woodward Sports on Twitter. Coming up on 46,000 subscribers on this platform. If you can't watch live, be sure to download our podcast. Leave a 5-star review where you can. Available anywhere and everywhere you listen to your podcasts. Guys, breaking news. This happened earlier this morning, late morning, around 11:30 today. It was announced that for the first time in the 23-year history of Ford Field, that they have sold out of season tickets. That's right. There is officially now a wait list for season tickets in the Motor City. If that doesn't say it all, where this fan base is locally, I'm not sure what does. People are speaking with their money. They're putting their money where their mouth is. We all think the Lions are going to be really have this franchise type year, franchise changing type year. And people not only believe it, but they're putting their money where their mouth is, Braylon.
Ryan, you're one of those individuals that put your money where your mouth is. Talk about what was it that put you over the top in terms of, you know what, Nicole, this is the year. This is the year that I'm going to commit to the Detroit Lions. I believe in. What was that moment for you?
It was the perfect storm. Look, these are not cheap tickets to buy.
Yeah.
To this is the first time I've ever bought season tickets for any team, for any sport, ever in my life, other than student tickets at Michigan. And
that's a no-brainer.
Right, that's a no-brainer, right? That's just part of college. Yeah. Just throw it in your tuition. Right? I mean, but this was the perfect storm. It was the way they finished last year. It was everybody coming back this year. It was the free agent signings that they had this year. And the NFC North got worse. This is the year, I think, the first one in 30 years where they'll have a home playoff game. This is the first time in 30 years where you legitimately felt like they will win the division. And not only win the division, but I wanted to put myself in a good spot, too, to be at that playoff game. So it was a little bit of foreshadowing because, season ticket holders get the first dibs on playoffs. Yep. So I wanted to make sure that I had fun and enjoyed the ride of the season and had an eye out for that playoff game.
Yeah, I asked you that question because, so many people, so many pundits outside the city of Detroit, they don't exactly know what the Detroit Lions look like. They just see everybody riding the coattails, everybody drinking the blue Kool-Aid. Shout out to Maz and the blue Kool-Aid. I love it ever since you bought it. They just think it's another team. Oh, this is the new team to drink some Kool-Aid from. This is the new team that people need to jump on that bandwagon. Everything you said is the reason why the Detroit Lions are in the position that they're in. You look at how they drafted in the last 2 years and how the draft picks are starting to work out for them. And I know it's 3. I'm going to get to 3. The 2 years, you see how it worked out for them on the field. You see what they did in the last 10 games of the season. Yeah. It's last year, and it's not this year. It's over. But you still saw what they were capable of. You still saw the team play together. You see Dan Campbell get better. You see the offseason. You see them winning the offseason with the free agency. You see the moves Cam Sutton. You see C.J. Gardner-Johnson. You see Mosley. You see the players they're bringing in, Marvin Jones Sr. And yes, you can say, oh, it's just Marvin Jones Sr. They're bringing in a guy that not only can play, he can help mentor Jamison Williams on and off the field. And then you look at the draft. They got the guys they wanted, be it Jahmyr Gibbs, be it Jack Campbell, be it Brian Branch in the second round. They got them where they wanted them, and they got those guys. All those things make up a team that is supposed to win this division this year, and rightfully so.
I think it's great. There are tickets available, guys, just so you know that. These are season tickets. So season tickets are sold out, and you're on a wait list now if you want to go on and become a Lions season ticket holder. And you get one of those nice little, they take care of the season ticket holders. They send you a bunch of stuff in the mail. Yeah, thank you, Sheila. You do a great job. But there are tickets available if you want to go to certain games. You're going to pay with the VIG now. That's the thing. When you used to be able to get in for a lot less than the tickets cost, you're paying more now. Matter of fact, the cheapest ticket on opening day against the Seahawks is $129 in the upstairs level. So congrats if you got yourself a season ticket. And get on out there and support. My daughter Lily has been at about 4 of these practices so far, and she said, this is off the hook. We had Parker, he went. Jeff Iafredi and the guys went a couple of days ago. It's a ball. People are just lining up at like 6:30 in the morning to get in Allen Park. It's phenomenal. I'm so happy that the Lions are they've arrived. They haven't won anything yet, but they've arrived.
Yeah, Maz, for a team that hasn't made the playoffs yet, they've done everything else that you could do. They've given you everything else that you can see for them to be real. Hey, that's right, playoffs, they're coming, Jim Moore. They're coming. They are coming. But also, Maz, look at it this way. Let me ask you a question. We complain about how, well, maybe not you, I know me and Ryan do, the concourse level of Ford Field and everything else about Ford Field, that Ford Field is annoying. It's a little old, if you will. You want to see some upgrades. Well, now Sheila Ham can look at season ticket sales. You can look at the interest of the people of the city. Now you can make some of those things. This is how things get done, Ryan. You have, as a people, you got to show up and you got to show out. Just like we talked about at a training camp. You show out. Well, guess what? They'll get a new practice facility. Same thing. You show up, you show out. They're going to put some more money in the Ford Field and make it a more enjoyable experience outside of in between the hashes.
Remember a few months ago when we had Lendale White on?
We did, yeah.
Remember the old USC running back Lendale White who played for the Tennessee Titans? We were talking to him about a lot of things, but college football and professional football. And one of the things that he was talking about was in 2006, when he was a rookie for the Titans, they started 1-5. The Lions started 1-6. In 2006, the Titans flipped a switch, something happened, and they finished that year 7-3 in their last 10 games. Lions 8-2 last year. But he said that after starting 1-5 and then to go on to win 7 of the next 10 games to close out the season, they were able to carry that into the next season. They were able to carry that positive momentum into the next season. They ultimately, the next season, won 10 games in 2007, made the playoffs, and then the next year in 2008 went 13-3 and were first in the conference. So
pretty cool.
I mean, it does feel like that the Lions are on that track. I mean, even you could have some psycho like me saying they're going to go 13-4 this year, the Lions. But what if they went 10-6, 11-5 this year, or 10-7, 11-6 this year, and did win the division, and then next year went 13-4 or 14-3 or something like that. It just does feel like we are entering. The fact that season tickets are sold out, not only about this year, right? when you're a season ticket holder, you get dibs on next season too. I feel like we are entering the best phase of Detroit Lions football in our lifetime. This is year one of what we hope is really a 5 to 6 year window of competing for Super Bowls. And, you get to, the next 10, 12 years and all that stuff, and I understand that. But I like to shorten it up to more of reality because you don't really know what's going to happen from 1 year to the next, let alone 1 decade to the next. But if this thing continues on this track, this is year one of a good 5 to 6 year window that the Lions could compete for a Super Bowl, and fans want to be a part of it. And that's why you buy season tickets not only this year, but to be in line for next year and the year after that and the year after that. And hopefully one day you can watch the Detroit Lions hoist that NFC Championship trophy at Ford Field and celebrate winning the NFC and a trip to the Super Bowl. And then the following year, you get to come back and maybe they can show off their Super Bowl rings in the season opener. That's why you buy season tickets, and I think that's exactly what was on the minds of so many Detroiters and Metro Detroiters when that they made that decision to buy season tickets.
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head. You said in terms of you want to go decade-long football. For right now, you'll say 6 years. Well, decade-long football, man, you can tell us better than anybody. Once you win the Super Bowl, that's how you start getting decade-long success. I mean, you look at the Steelers. The Steelers' success stems from the 70s. Like the 49ers' success stems from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Like but Ryan, to your point, once you get that
Cowboys, 90s.
Cowboys, they had a couple runs, as you told me
70s,
one time.
80s, and 90s.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Even the Skins, and now the Commanders. You look at what they did in the 80s, 100% to Masso. With that being said, that 6 year window, they've built from the ground up, not the ground. We talked about this with the potholes in Detroit. They went all the way to the root of where they had to go so that the foundation lasts. But once they get that championship, then you can start getting that decade success. But that's what we expect from them coming up.
Hey, I was a Lions season ticket holder a couple of times in the Silverdome, and then at Ford Field. When it first opened, I had myself 35-yard line seats behind the Lions bench. That was 2008. They went 0-16.
Right.
I soon gave them up, gave those beautiful seats up. I would have been at midfield already had I held them. And don't worry, I'm not going to buy season tickets. I'm not going to jinx them. I want them to go 16-1. How about that?
Be nice, wouldn't it?
There you go.
Would be nice. Guys, and in order to do that, the Lions will have to be extremely efficient on offense. Dan Campbell talked about that today. We'll get you that. We'll do it next. But first, a message from Fairway Packing Company. For over 60 years, Fairway Packing has provided Michigan's finest restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef, Wagyu beef, and dry-aged beef. Experience the Fairway difference for yourself today. You can visit the steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods. Grab-and-go steaks. Order online, fairwaypacking.com, fairwaypacking.com.
Source-aged kind, packed to perfection.
There you go.
To perfection.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. Because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network. How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Ford Field, season tickets sold out for the first time.
Woo.
Every game's going to be packed full of fans. What's that going to mean to you?
Hey, y'all come out there, man. We out here. Detroit Lions every Sunday, Thursday, Monday, man. We out there, man. Come watch us. I appreciate the fans. One pride, one love. Can't wait to see y'all. That means everything, by the way. Hold on. That's it.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, Kirby.
Good. Y'all be saying have a good day.
That's Kirby Joseph. He's pretty excited that the Lions sold out season tickets. That video courtesy of Nolan Bianchi on X. Post. I mean, is that
He's from the Free Press.
I'm just saying on X.
I know.
It just sounds so silly. But either way,
I was looking to retweet something.
you repost it now.
Now you post.
Yeah.
I was like, what
That
do I
does
do?
make at least that sounds a little bit better. Like reposting something I can get behind. X I can't get behind. You know what I mean?
I couldn't even find my profile the other day. I couldn't do anything.
I don't know what's going on X. I have to figure it out during Michigan football season.
Exactly. No doubt. Either way, guys, Kirby Joseph, pretty excited. I think a lot of people are excited about this. And another reason, the Lions play, dare I say, a very exciting brand of football. I mean, there were weeks and months and years where the Lions had the most boring game of the week, and that's the only game you got to see. Isn't that right, Tom?
Absolutely, but now I'm lining up. I still watch them, and we all did, but we complained about it. Oh, we're getting the Lions instead of Cowboys and Packers or something like that. But now we're lining up to see our Lions. Can't wait.
Look at that, Bray. Sometimes I call on Tom just to know that he is paying attention or not.
And he was paying attention that time.
You see what I'm doing.
100%.
You see what I'm doing.
Tom,
Sometimes I feel like Tom would rather be in the chat than be with us.
He would, like in the chat, in the back room too, though.
That's not nice.
That's
not nice at all.
That's fine. It's very good. I know, Tom. Sometimes, I just like to talk to you.
Yeah, I know.
That's it. That's it. But talking about offense, Dan Campbell had some really good things to say about this is day 10 of training camp, where this offense is on day 10 of training camp. Here it is.
Okay, man, we are so far beyond where we were because of communication and guys being on the same page. And I think that's where Goff has really grown for us, too, is year 2 in this system. So that's what excites me.
We are so far beyond where we were a year ago or at any point because everything is the same. The head coach is the same. The offensive coordinator is the same. The quarterback is the same. And you can even say that on the defensive side of the ball. The defensive coordinator is the same. We were going through – go ahead, Brett.
I was going to say with Jared Goff, the good thing about Jared Goff now, when you look at those quarterbacks that are going to be the ones that lead you into the NFC Championship, to the AFC Championship, to the Super Bowl, deep into the playoffs, your wins in big primetime games, they're usually quarterbacks, man. They don't have to look to the sideline all the time. The good ones, like even with last year, Jalen Hurts, at some point in the year, Jalen Hurts no longer had to necessarily look to the side all the time to see what the offensive coordinator, who's no longer there, Shane Steichen, what he was going to talk about. Patrick Mahomes, he doesn't always look to the side like, you know what, I won't go that high. Kirk Cousins doesn't always have to look to the sideline. Trevor Lawrence will eventually not have to look to the sideline, and I think that's what you're going to see in this year with Jared Goff. He's going to take that next step to where he's not looking to the sideline all the time to see what Ben Johnson is called, because he knows he and Ben Johnson are going to be on the same page with some things, and I think the guys are going to see that. Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to see that. Sam Laporta is going to see that. Dave Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, the list goes on. The offensive line are going to feel it, and when he's operating at that, it's going to take his confidence to that next level where he's like, you know what, this is why I was number 1 overall. This is why I got to the Super Bowl a couple years ago. That's going to do wonders for him. I can't wait to see what happens.
I was going through this list, Braylon, with Maz earlier today, just about, you talk about having a cohesive unit, and that expands out to the coaching staffs as well. There are 32 teams in the National Football League. We counted 17 that have either a new head coach, a new offensive coordinator, or a new defensive coordinator. Pats, Jets, Titans, Broncos, Browns, KC, Raiders, Chargers, Cowboys, Washington, Eagles, Vikes, Tampa Bay, Carolina, Rams, Cards, 49ers. Those teams that I just mentioned have either a new head coach, a new offensive coordinator, or a new defensive coordinator. So then you have 15 teams left. 15 teams in the NFL. I counted 4 other teams other than the Detroit Lions that have had the same head coach, the same offensive coordinator and the same defensive coordinator for 3 years in a row. And those teams, Detroit, Buffalo, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and Seattle.
Wow.
And do you know what Buffalo, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and Seattle all have in common?
AFC?
They all freaking win. They all ended up with a winning record last year. Pittsburgh at 9-8 was the only team not to make the playoffs last year.
Right.
So
and the Lions.
Well,
he's talking about with the same materials and
same
tag.
team three.
Right.
Yeah,
Lions are in that too.
Lions are in this too. Yes, the Lions are in this too. Yes. So I guess you're right about that. Yeah. So Pittsburgh and Detroit.
He is paying attention today.
Yeah, right.
You better watch out.
But again, all 5 teams that I've counted had winning records last year, and
usually win.
Usually win. And I don't think that can be undersold on how good the Lions can be this year, too. Look, there's one professional athlete in this group, and it ain't me. And it ain't you, Tom.
It ain't.
But when you can go out there and play, I envision it like this, the significance of that. Every second matters. Every millisecond matters. And if you know exactly where you're supposed to be, if you know exactly where the guy next to you is supposed to be, that can only help you. That can only help you do your job better. And I think when you have the cohesion that, having the same staff for 3 years in a row, you can just play, and you don't have to think as much. Where am I supposed to be? What's this guy's assignment? You already know. You could play a step faster.
Yeah, when I went to the New York Jets, and in that second year when I started with the New York Jets, it was the first time in my NFL career that it was the same quarterback, it was the same head coach, it was the same offensive coordinator. It was the first time in 5 years. Well, 6 years technically, because it would have been my 6th year in the NFL. It was the first time, Ryan, it was different. I know the quarterback. I know how he thinks. I know how he throws certain passes. I know this. I know how the offensive coordinator thinks. I know how the offensive line operates. I know how the running backs are in certain situations. Like, I know where to be. It just the familiarity with that team was much better. It causes more flow, man. That cohesion, that chemistry. The flow is there. Like, it's easier. It feels better. Let's start to play different. Like when you play faster. This is a question people ask about rookies versus vets. Well, the reasons why vets are faster than rooks is not speed. It's because we know the game. It's because I've been putting in that film session. I know how to play Darrelle Revis. Even though he's a Hall of Fame DB, I know certain ways to line up. I know what not to give him. I know what to look for. It's the same thing with knowing the game. Like when you have the same people, the same chemistry, you start to play a little different. You see guys that get comfortable in basketball, start doing no-look passes and things like that. And for us, it's like, damn, did you see that? They're so in tune with one another. They can do those things and play it. They know where they're supposed to be. That's how it was when I was with the Jets in 2010. We knew each other. We knew where everything was going to be. It's going to be the same thing for the Lions this year.
No doubt about it. And we talk about everybody knows everything and knows everything where to be. Jared Goff and Dan Campbell feel like they know exactly what the other is thinking. Jared Goff, Dan Campbell on the same page, literally. No, not the Sports Illustrated one.
I don't know. I think it's funny to me that, you go 9-8, you don't make the playoffs, and now you're all of a sudden a favorite. And it's, of course, we got good players, we got good coaches, we got a good team, but we ain't done anything. And we have a lot of work to do. And, Minnesota won 13 games last year. Green Bay's won the division a handful of times in the last handful of years. So, we've got some work to do to put, a stamp on who we want to be, and are nowhere near that yet, but are on our way.
But I think for us, what's interesting, we know what's out there, but yet we haven't done anything, not like that, And so, to me, the message stays the same in the regard of, no, we didn't win the division last year. Minnesota won it, and Green Bay won it for year and year after year after year before that. And so, to me, those are the kings in this division right now.
I want to give a Lions fan report on X, the courtesy.
They do a great job, those guys.
Absolutely, for that sound.
I was just gonna say one thing about, obviously they keep saying it. They're on the same page. Every player, every coach, it doesn't matter. Sheila Ham, everybody's talking about we haven't done anything yet. So that's good. That's great to see. I remember in the 2010 season, we had gone to the AFC Championship the year before with the Jets. So we were returning AFC Championship runner-ups. So we had went somewhere. I wish we hadn't almost. I wish we hadn't almost got there. In the offseason, a little bit of that came out. And we're in New York. And everybody in New York's like, hey, man, we saw y'all last year. Y'all going to dominate. We kind of felt ourselves. And when we played that opening game against Baltimore, although we only lost, I think, 10-9, we should have been so much better in that game, but I believe we had a little bit of that cockiness. We had a little bit of that swagger of a little bit of success. You know what I'm saying? A little bit. Darrelle Revis, we felt should have been the Defensive Player of the Year in 2009. We were pissed about that.
Who got it? Do you remember?
2009.
Yeah. I'll look it up.
Jared Allen. I don't know.
I'll look it up.
I know the next year was Charles Woodson, but off a year. But I wish we would have had that. We lost 10-9. We stumbled. We won some games, but we stubbed our toe a little bit. We didn't come into that offseason exactly where we should have been, like the Detroit Lions. We didn't come into that training camp exactly like we should have been, like the Detroit Lions, because I told you about that game where Victor Cruz was a no-name undrafted free agent, and he dominated Darrelle Revis and Antonio Cromartie in training camp. It took us a little while to get back to where we were the year before. The Lions already have a way better attitude than we were because they didn't have any success, because they didn't get anywhere, and everybody's on the same page.
Hey, Woodson was the Defensive Player of the Year in 2009. Charles Woodson.
I thought it was the 10 season when they won the Super Bowl.
Well, it's 09. I know he won the Defensive
Troy
Player of the
Polamalu
Year.
won in 10.
Ah, okay. So, Charles Woodson should have won it. Yeah.
Hey, but that's a pretty good guy to lose to.
He won and then won the Super Bowl the next year. That's a hell of a 2-year run.
That's a good guy to lose to.
100%. 100%. Who I think is better than Revis at DB, but not by much.
2 Hall of Famers, though, you're talking about. 3 Hall of Famers when you're talking about
Hall of Fame
Troy
weekend.
Polamalu as well. And, how about that? NFL football tonight, man. 2 of your former teams going at
How
it.
about it?
Yeah, man.
It's the Braylon Bowl.
This is the Braylon Bowl, man. I'm a Jets guy, but it's gonna be good to see those two teams get out there. I'm actually want to see Deshaun Watson. I'm not worried about the Jets. I don't care about the Jets. They probably won't play Aaron, but a series. He's got an offensive line, blah blah blah. I want to see what's Deshaun Watson gonna do. How is he gonna be? Because last year, I don't care how great you are, Ryan, and you said that last year before the season started. I don't care how great you are. When you miss time like that, you're gonna be rusty. It's gonna take some time, and you're also missing time. And it's a new team all the way around. This year, he's been locked and loaded. He's been there. He's got some weapons. He had some weapons last year. We'll see how that team is, man. A lot of time, we'll see.
I want to see how Zach Wilson performs tonight.
There you go.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, I played a cut yesterday.
Baby Aaron.
Yeah, he's speaking highly of him. He said he's a new guy. He's really learning.
He's got no pressure.
He's really. I mean, can you learn from a better guy?
He had a no-look dime this past weekend, too. So that no-look dime he threw.
I didn't.
I did see that.
You saw that?
I did see that.
No-look dime. Guy was coming to the right. Dropped it.
This could be the greatest thing that ever happened to that guy.
No, it really could, because it really takes all the pressure off of him,
Sure
too.
does.
That was the big thing that the Jets were looking for. This was the big reason when everybody was saying, you're giving this guy this much money. You don't know about how old he is. You don't know if he's going to be what he was last year. You know he hasn't won a Super Bowl since 2010. Ryan, the other big thing that they saw, he could mentor Zach Wilson.
He was already friendly with him.
He could help us not waste a number 2 overall pick.
Correct.
Because right now everybody's talking about Justin Fields, et cetera, et cetera.
Guys, more Lions when we come back. We'll also talk some Michigan, too, top of hour number 2. But more Lions. Neither Braylon nor I have had an opportunity to talk about what Dan Campbell had to say about Jamison Williams. We'll get to that coming up next. But first, a message from 5 Iron Golf.
Play, practice, and party at 5 Iron Golf, located inside the Cambria Hotel, downtown Detroit. Thursday Night Golf League is coming, sponsored by Woodward Sports. I will be a part of it. It's going to be a lot of fun starting August 25th. But if you're just looking for a place to hang out, man, have some drinks with some friends, good food, 13 great simulators, play any one of the courses around the world that you want to play. Hey, you want to play Torrey Pines? Sign up. You want to play Pebble Beach? Sign up. Cambria Golf, a 5 Iron Golf at Cambria Hotel.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
You're a good coach, Tim. Oh, great shot.
Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports, and some, well, not so much.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby.
Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Brand new state-of-the-art sports dome field house that has a sports regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field. Also can be used for 7-on-7 football. That is Academy of Warren. K through 8 features 8 AM and PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K through 8 athletics. Ermanni and Edwards will be broadcasting from there. Carnival on August 24th.
Oh.
Come meet the staff and enjoy your child's new school. Now accepting new enrollment, go to academyofwarren.net. That website again, academywarren.net.
We love the Academy.
Absolutely. Glad to have the Academy of Warren back. Looking forward to that August 24th appearance there. If
That's
you're watching,
in my neck of the woods.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button for us. See if we can get to over 100 likes by the end of this segment. And tell a friend about Woodward Sports. Hit subscribe. Great content, especially coming up on football season here. We're very excited to be a part of the best football coverage that you will have in and around the city of Detroit. Braylon Edwards, here's Dan Campbell talking about Jameson Williams and his pass-catching abilities.
It'll never be probably like one of these elite, pass catchers that you've seen it, but it'll be just fine with his speed and what he's able to do. But there's a number of things he can clean up with it.
Wait to hear this response.
Well, I think a lot of people took that as a negative thing. I did not.
I did.
I did not. There was, I think 2 days ago, there were a couple of drops. The next day, it was really good, including the video from Goff to J-Mo that I think he beat. I don't remember who he beat, but it was like,
Cam Sutton.
Yeah, Cam Sutton. Yeah, by like 5 friggin' yards. So what do you take? What do you take from that?
You could take this comment a bunch of different ways, and this is how I take it. One, if you're talking about the best, when the best receivers of the football come to mind, it's Chris Carter, it's Larry Fitzgerald, it's D-Hop. Currently, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown. Wouldn't disrespect him in his 2-year run. And for me, it's Jason Avant. I'm never leaving Jason Avant off that list. He caught everything in sight, missed the third down for Michigan and for Andy Reid. But he doesn't remind me of those people. He doesn't strike me as those people. Like those people, from jump. Like those guys are like that in high school. They just have huge hands. Like they don't drop shit. Jason Avant wore 3X gloves. D-Hop wears a 3X glove. Odell Beckham wears a 3X glove. I wear a 2 or 1X gloves. Like some people just have those hands, and you can't coach it. You can get better. Like you can definitely improve and get better, but you can't coach a 3X glove. You can't coach some of that stuff. So I understand and I agree with him. I wouldn't have said it. I wouldn't necessarily have said it. I would have just said, hey, look, if he wants to be like the elite, he's got to put in work. He's got to keep going out there, catching on the judgment scenes, et cetera, et cetera. But so much is made about everything, every type of comment. It's a nothing burger. It's a nothing burger because you also can look at it like this. It's motivation. You know what? Hey, if you want to be Jerry Rice, prove it to me. If you want to be as good as your teammate, prove it to me. If you want to be D-Hop, prove it to me. So I think it's a nothing burger. He didn't necessarily have to say it, but who cares? Jameson doesn't have a problem with it, but that's how I took it.
Hey, everything Dan Campbell says
is real.
Is measured. He takes his time, and he gives it to you. He gives you the real answers. He gives you what he feels. Yesterday, I played some sound on him talking about Denzel Mims. He went on for 1 minute and 40 seconds. Denzel Mims is making an impression on him. That's what I was telling the guys yesterday. I wish I could hear that same exuberance when he talks about Jameson Williams. But let's face it, he's caught one pass for a touchdown in his year here and change. I don't know what else to say. The guy's not giving you anything to really be so excited about. He was your number 1 pick. He's got a spot on the team. Everyone else is fighting for a spot. Unless you're a top draft pick, you're fighting for a spot to stay on that team. I just wish, for once, I would hear someone, Brad Holmes or Dan Campbell, be really excited when they talk about Jameson Williams.
I can appreciate that, Maz, but I'll combat that with this. Again, I'm doing this thing on the 1991 Lions. I'm looking through hours of video.
I got some info on them, by the way.
Oh, good.
Absolutely love that team.
I'm doing it's one of the most fun things I've been tasked to do is look through this 1991. And in the training camp portion of this, Barry Sanders held out, Herman Moore held out, Lomas Brown held out. They had all these contract holdouts that ultimately got rectified. But Wayne Fonts said, I'm going to coach the guys that are here. And I'm not going to worry about the guys that aren't there. And I extrapolate that to this. Jameson Williams cannot play for 6 weeks. And I think it's extremely difficult for a head coach in Dan Campbell as well to not only feel like you're getting Jameson reps while he can play, but you have to also prepare a team for the field in Kansas City on week 1, of which Jameson Williams cannot play. So the balance there that you're trying to find between giving him opportunities to get him ready and knowing that every rep he takes is, I don't want to say a wasted rep, but a rep away from somebody that can actually play, you're probably not going to hear that until about week 7, week 8.
I hear you. But
go ahead, man.
I'm going to throw it to you.
No, you said but.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But I'll throw it to you.
Oh, no, I was going to agree with him. I was going to agree right on this.
In the 2 years he's been here, and he's been here for 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I haven't heard a bright light about him yet.
A bright light in terms of what, man?
I just remember last year that Dan Campbell was rubbing his head and pushing his hat back, saying, "Yeah, we hope that we hope that he's working out and doing what he's supposed to do." That don't make me feel happy. It don't.
Yeah.
In any way you want to put it, it don't make me feel happy. As a Lions fan, to me that means the kid's a duffer. And I'm jumping I don't know horse crap about this kid. I only know what I've seen and what I've heard. That's it.
Look, I mean, at the end of the day, I've yelled at you guys. I've disagreed with you guys. I've softly talked to you guys. We've had good conversations. At the end of the day, when it comes to Jameson Williams, look, he's a 20-year-old guy when he got drafted, or 21, excuse me. Got drafted injured, spent a lot of time by himself. It's tough getting drafted and being by yourself. You feel like the world is against you. And I remember this, not for me, because I got injured at the end of my rookie season, and then I was able to play. I started my second year. But Kellen Winslow didn't play that second year. Like, Kellen Winslow got injured, motorcycle accident. It's way different than what Jameson did. But I just remember, like, the fan base was just on him, like, the whole time. Just worried about everything he do, every move he made. When he came back, it was, well, I don't know about this, and I don't know about that, and we got to see about that. At the end of the day, we just got to wait. We just got to wait till he gets on the field. Because I think he's going to be a damn good wide receiver. I think he's going to be. I think he's also still going to have some freshman growing pains getting on that field. But they like him a lot. They're just frustrated that he can't go out there right now. They're just as frustrated with him as you are, but they're frustrated from the standpoint they just want you guys to be able to see what he can do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You guys are frustrated because you guys haven't seen what he could do. So You guys are going to mix in the middle. It's going to be good. So we just got to watch and chill. He's more so focused on the guys that are going to be ready against Kansas City.
Yeah, that's what Ryan's been saying.
And that's why I said Ryan's right about that.
You bring up Kellen Winslow Jr., and he never really became what he was supposed to be.
That car accident. That motorcycle accident.
I know. But, again, it's an injury. That's all. That's all I got.
One of the guys in the chat, and I appreciate everybody in the chat. Again, hit that like button if you have the ability to. One of the guys in the chat, Burgosaurus, says, "Got to remove this as a topic. It's so old." I tend to agree with you until it's new again. I would never have done another Jameson Williams topic if Dan Campbell didn't come out and make a story of the drops. Make a story of the fact that he doesn't think he's going to have elite hands.
That's something new.
I would almost like to not talk about. In fact, if I had my druthers, not talk about a word from like 1950.
Yeah, great word.
If I had my druthers, I don't think I'd talk about Jameson Williams again until he's able to play, or until at least week 4, when I think he can get back in the building. I think he can get back in the building week 4 and practice with the team.
Well, we'll see what he does in a preseason game.
Or see what he does in the preseason game. Yeah. Exactly. But again, this conversation that Dan Campbell brought up,
but
I think warrants at least a 5-minute discussion.
It does.
I agree with you, Ryan. I disagree with you, Maz. No, not like that. But even if Jameson comes out here in the preseason game and has 2 touchdowns on 2 catches for 110 yards or something like that, people still gonna be like, but who was he going against?
I think people will feel a lot better.
You'll feel better, but no, I disagree.
Because I think if Jameson doesn't do that against a second or third string cornerback, then people will be like,
I don't think you feel different. I think you feel the exact same. Because if he doesn't do it, then you're going to be pissed. Then you're going to be like, see, he can't even score on the second team. He can't even go out there and score on the guys that aren't even playing. He can't even go out there and give us 1 touchdown. He's not going to be playing for 7 weeks. If he does give you a touchdown or 2, it's going to be like, well, he should have done that. It's the second team.
Right.
Like, he's damned if he do. He's damned if he doesn't.
Until
week 7.
Correct.
Next week, the Giants are here.
Week 7.
100%.
Hey, the Giants are here next week. I want to see something.
Right.
I do.
And then what's the next thing after that? I want to see something in the regular season. He's damned if he do, damned if he doesn't until week 7. So sit back and watch.
And you are damned if you don't buy a car from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. That's right. Les Stanford, for over 55 years, is providing you with some Chevys and Cadillacs in Dearborn. Well, now they've acquired a new dealership in Ferndale on Woodward, just south of 9 Mile. Les Stanford Buick GMC. Same great service that customers have come to know. You can find the brand you want, all 4 GM brands, under one umbrella. LesStanford.com, LesStanford.com.
Find new road.
Find them. Michigan football next.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit. We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
We're number 2 of the program. Ryan Ermanni, Ermanni and Edwards, Tom Mazawey. We got JB over there. JB, I like that hat, man. I like that hat. Look at JB's. Look at that hat. Tilt that little M. I want my MTV.
It was the anniversary yesterday.
Was it?
Of MTV.
43 years?
40 some odd years. I forget the years.
1980,
back in the early 80s.
82?
Oh, it did?
No.
I feel like MTV was born the same year I was born.
So I was about to say like 81.
1979. No?
Nah, it's 80.
80?
Yeah, it was in the 80s.
It's like 80 or 81. Like it's, yeah, I know that for a fact.
I want my. What do you know about MTV, Parker?
Very little.
Very little. Oh man, you don't know little Kurt
like
Loder
VH1.
MTV News?
No. Hey, my daughter
VH1
came home.
is there.
Lily loves music. My daughter
What a
Lily.
shame. What a
DJ
shame.
Lily. DJ Lil. She loves music. Yesterday she's talking about how much she loves Earth, Wind, and Fire. And just a bunch. Yeah, she loves Earth, Wind, and Fire. She like knows all the
Good
words
job,
to all
man.
their songs. I was surprised. I brought her up right. Then she brings up she likes this Billy Joel song called Uptown Girl.
Oh my God.
And I said to her, you should have seen the video. The video makes that song because Christy Brinkley, his wife at that time, or his girlfriend at that time,
exactly,
was the star of that video.
Unbelievable.
What a stud, Billy Joel.
Braylon, oh yeah, you were here the other day. I interviewed LA Knight. I love this guy, LA Knight. Are you going to SummerSlam? You're going to SummerSlam.
How many times you gonna have him going to SummerSlam?
Well, I was kind of doing it for a topic just to generate a conversation.
I'm saying yes,
Yeah.
but you knew I was going.
Yeah,
I talked about it for now.
I never ask a question I don't know the answer to. By
You
the
full
way.
of it.
I never ask a question I don't know.
JB, are we going to SummerSlam?
Yeah.
There it is. There's your
Yeah.
answer.
God, I love this
that
LA
answer?
Knight, man. I love this freaking guy, LA Knight.
What do you love so much about him?
He has a mic presence.
Charisma.
He has a microphone presence that I have not seen since The Rock and Stone Cold. I'm telling you. Let me talk to you.
How about you start with The Miz or something?
No.
The Miz.
No. LA
The Miz.
Knight has a microphone presence that I have not seen since the Attitude Era, since The Rock and Stone Cold.
The way you phrase it, I can understand where you're coming from. The way you phrase it, Ryan, you phrase it right. I jumped the gun. I disagree, but I actually can see what you're saying. Okay.
I think this guy is the best entertainer that best entertainer.
Right.
Not saying wrestler or athlete or anything like that. Best entertainer I've seen since the Attitude Era. That's how good he is.
JB, what you think about that? What do you think? What do you think about that?
He's definitely up there. I think his microphone skills are probably top notch. I'll say alongside Stone Cold and The Rock.
So political.
But the Miz, I do like the Miz, but I think the Miz is more of a showman. He's more of a character. Where,
how about Big E?
Oh, there you go.
Now Big E in the ring is great. You know, Big E on the mic needs work. You know what I mean? And the Miz.
You about to get me in trouble.
I didn't say that.
No, not work, but listen. I mean,
I understand what you mean, right?
It's different. Your in-ring ability and your microphone ability are two different things. And the Miz is like a reality star. Like he's got.
Technically, everybody wrestles.
I understand that, but the Miz was like on Real World, like
Mike
on the
Misner.
Real World. You know what I mean?
What about AJ Styles?
AJ Styles is very good. I just think he's kind of a dirtbag. You know, he kind of reminds me of a dirtbag. I don't know.
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins is good, but kind of a jerk, not fun.
Ric Flair's a jerk. He's arguably the best on the microphone ever.
Yeah, but Ric Flair is a fun jerk.
The Rock's a jerk.
How about
He's
the Hulk?
a fun jerk.
How about Hulk?
I think LA Knight is a fun jerk.
Ric Flair became a. Oh, he said Ric Flair. Ric Flair. You say he's a fun jerk?
Fun jerk.
Okay, what about.
Fun jerk.
He wasn't in the
It's a
in the
villain
80s.
that people root for. Fun jerk. It's a villain, a bad guy that people root for.
Hans Gruber.
Walter White.
I don't, yeah, right. Either way.
That's Die Hard.
Oh man,
I hated Hans.
Thanks. See, I was cracking the joke.
LA Knight to me is going to get me fully back in. Fully back into
I got an extra
wrestling.
ticket.
Fully back into wrestling.
He's got you in like that. I got an extra ticket.
Oh man, let me talk
put your
to
money
you.
where your mouth is.
Yeah.
Put your money where your mouth
but
is.
LA Knight's in a battle royal.
And
I don't know. He needs to be solo.
he's gonna win.
He needs a
which
solo.
means he'll get a mic.
Yeah. Guys, let's talk a little big house football, shall we?
Let's do it.
It's looking good.
It is looking good. I'm sorry. I got so distracted by wrestling. before we get to actually Michigan specifically, can I talk to you about the Big Ten? Because there is news today. There is news today, and I just lost it.
It broke yesterday with Dan Wetzel. The Big Ten.
Was it Dan Wetzel?
Yeah, Dan Wetzel broke it yesterday, right before our show.
Put the information up for me. Help me out a little bit here, Parker, if you could. It's regarding the Big Ten and Oregon and Washington. Either way.
Big Ten starts expansion to 18 or 20 teams.
Here you go.
There you go.
Yeah, Dan Wetzel is that's not the tweet. Oh, Pete Thamel. That's who I wanted to search right now. So the Big Ten is going to expand again, okay? Let me get Pete Thamel's tweet because I like his tweet better than that because it's more current than that one. But the idea is that
currently Michigan's the Big Ten's at 16. They're waiting on 18, and then they're expanding to 20.
So the Big Ten's president. This is from Pete Thamel from ESPN. The Big Ten's presidents met early Thursday morning. That's today, and authorized Commissioner Tony Petitti to explore expansion and bring them back more information on Oregon and Washington as potential Big Ten members. No offers have been made. So Oregon and Washington, okay? There's that component. And then there's another component of getting to 20, right? Getting to 20, which would be Cal and Stanford, apparently or allegedly. But this deal is uncertain. There's a political thicket with the potential additions because the moves don't offer any more money to the current Big Ten schools, and USC doesn't have a vote. I did not know this. USC doesn't have a vote, but they have been vocal in the past about not wanting other West Coast Big Ten teams.
Did they not want UCLA?
I don't know if they didn't want UCLA.
Because I don't hear anything about UCLA in that column.
I don't either, but they don't want West Coast teams to join the Big Ten.
Yeah, USC and UCLA were the first two that were coming to the Big Ten. So UCLA is already coming, and they're just happy to come along, so they don't have a word. USC is the one been mouthing off a little bit, I think, because I didn't hear about them mouthing off, but it does make sense in terms of the deal that they got because they don't have a say.
I thought USC would love for other big West Coast teams to come because travel for other sports. I mean, for lacrosse and baseball and hell, football and basketball, soccer and everything else.
Let me ask you like this, Brian. If somebody brings you into a privy deal, let's say anything in life, let's say somebody brings, and this is me just asking a question. Let's say somebody's bringing you in on the deal where you're gonna make some money. You're like, hey, look, man, Ryan. You bring Maz. Let's say it's me. I got some in a group. I'm like, just bring you and Maz. Got a nice little situation set up for you. I got some extra cash. Should be a good look over here, blah, blah, blah. But then you find out after you guys agree that I got Parker and JB, and I told them the same spill. I'm like, hey, man, I want you guys to come over too. You're going to be a little bit like, damn, it was when it was elite or when it was exclusive, you were excited. But now I got two more of your homeboys that you kind of know. You're like...
No, I wouldn't want them in either. So let me just finish this. Oregon and Washington would also have to come to terms with not getting a full share, which isn't a slam dunk for them. There's potential, but significant roadblocks remain in this deal.
Why wouldn't they get a full share?
Because the more teams you start to add, you take it from somebody else's pie. Like Rutgers will start to get mad.
Hey, we'll take you, but we were going to give you a percentage of the deal.
We get $75 million. Like those guys are getting $35 million.
Let me say this. I don't want to even start talking about Big Ten expansion until you include Notre Dame. I freaking hate Notre Dame. I hate Notre Dame. I freaking hate you.
But you want them in the Big Ten.
But I want to roll with you.
Who are you going to add with Notre Dame?
Florida State.
Because you can't add one.
North Carolina.
Florida State wants out of ACC.
I love Florida State.
Bring Florida State and Notre Dame.
I don't.
A great brand that doesn't know what the hell they're doing.
I don't care about Florida State. I don't care about Oregon. I don't care about Cal and Stanford. I don't care about Washington.
Notre Dame.
Don't even start a conversation about Big Ten expansion until you include Notre Dame.
But you got to have another team to come in with them.
Find one. Find one.
You said, I'm just saying, you got to have somebody with it. What are you thinking? What would you like?
Who would Notre Dame want?
North Carolina.
Who would Notre Dame want?
Because of basketball and academics. I'm not mad at that. I actually said that last year. Who would Notre Dame want to bring with them?
Who would Notre Dame want to bring with them? Because of basketball and academics. I'm not mad at that. I actually said that last year. I'm not mad at that. I actually said that last year. I'm not mad at that. I actually said that last year. Who would Notre Dame want to bring with them?
They don't want to come, so I don't know who the hell they want to bring. Somebody,
what about Clemson?
Somebody that's less than. Yeah.
I mean, that ACC is going to break up. So
Yeah,
you get
Florida State is the answer.
I don't know about their academics. I don't know.
They're
not
good.
that it
They're high,
matters.
yeah.
Not that it matters.
Florida
Because
State
let's
has
be
good
honest, this whole
academics.
thing's about money. But
And football.
Yeah. Florida State. Fine. I don't care about the secondary team.
Pitt.
I'm not
There you
focused on that right now.
Bring
the
Pitt
only
in.
thing I'm focused
Yeah,
on
I
is
want
getting Notre Dame. Cal, Stanford, Oregon, Washington. Get out of here. I don't want these teams. Washington sucks. The only reason Washington is any good right now is because of Michael Penix Jr. Once Michael Penix Jr. gets out of there, you know who else is going to suck? Washington. Washington been crappy for 25 years. I don't think Washington's been good since Steve Entman was on their team.
How about Warren
Well,
Moon?
they've gone the same amount of playoffs as Michigan State and all the other teams that only had one.
Washington?
Washington.
They've never been to the playoffs.
They were close.
Well, this ain't horseshoes.
They were close a couple times, actually.
This ain't horseshoes, Bray.
Didn't Washington get in one year?
I don't think so.
They snuck in one year.
Oh, my God. But
I think
listen,
Washington made the playoffs.
Notre Dame
They
has to
played Wayne State, I think.
No, they had the quarterback that was up for the Heisman. They had the running back, Myles Gaskin. Now, y'all look. I'm going to look it up.
All right.
Look,
I'm-
again, I think all this talk of expansion is ridiculous.
I like Pitt, by the way. That's a good call there.
I don't know
Probably
what
Penn State
rules
would've liked that.
or regulations they're going by.
It's going to be northwest, north, south, east, west. I've been saying that for 10 years. That's what it's going to be. You're going to have 4 conferences soon. Not soon, but pretty damn soon.
Are you guys ready to say sorry to me? They lost to Alabama. They were the 4. I knew they played.
Good for you, Braylon.
2016.
Yeah, I'm
Take a lap, man.
Well, they suck so bad.
2016.
Take
12
a,
and
take
2.
a victory lap.
Yeah.
You know I'm going to take my victory.
They
Go ahead.
suck.
Take my victory.
Get out of here.
Taking my victory.
Go on.
Well, get out of here.
Go get
man.
another-
You
go
and
get
your
another cup of tea.
Washington.
I'm not taking the victory. I will go get a water, though.
Oh, man. Unbelievable. Again, it is what it is. There you go.
Notre Dame,
you
you
don't
cowards.
like what you want to see.
Notre Dame, you suck.
Cowards.
Will they be in risk of taking over the
Oregon
Big Ten when
sucks,
they get
too.
in here, though?
Oh, no, Oregon sucks
I
too.
like Oregon.
That's what they thought about Penn State in '93 when they came in. Everybody thought Penn State would win it every year.
Right,
They win.
Oregon's got money.
Oregon sucks.
They got Phil Knight.
No.
Yeah.
Screw Phil Knight. He's gonna be dead soon
He's
anyway.
Nike.
Oh, my God.
Screw him and
Why
screw
are you mad at
Oregon.
everybody in the world right now? He's going to be dead in a minute anyway.
Oh man,
We're all gonna
Did
be
you
Phil,
just
we
see
love
Ninja
ya.
Turtles yesterday?
We love you.
It was at 45 minutes of screaming.
right. Phil, we love you. I'm just playing with you.
About
But
to
Oregon,
say.
you still suck.
They whooped my ass.
You know what doesn't
as a
suck?
junior.
Planet Fitness.
This is true.
That's for sure.
No,
is true.
Planet Fitness does not suck, especially this summer. You should join Planet Fitness and beat Low E. Planet Fitness is your home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and I do mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym with tons of equipment, a full body workout in just 30 minutes in a 30-minute circuit, plus all memberships include fitness training at only $10 a month. Now, there are more than 50 convenient locations in the Metro Detroit area, plus thousands more around the world. So no matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness nearby. For more information or to join today, go into your local Planet Fitness, or as always, check them out online at planetfitness.com.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network. Can't get enough enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer. You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Experience the true meaning of exceptional cannabis products with Dispo Dispensary. Indulge in the finest selection of cannabis curated with care. With over 12 locations, including their new location that is now open in Whitmore Lake, Dispo is never far away. Visit disposhops.com today and unlock a world of endless possibilities in the realm of cannabis. Once again, that is disposhops.com, your local cannabis plug.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Woodward Sports Network.
Does Jake Brown sound like that was the quarterback's name?
Jake Brown.
From Washington.
Jake Locker.
Maybe
I don't
that
know
was
who
his
he
name.
is.
Jake Locker, yeah. Jake Locker.
Or
yeah.
Drew Lock.
No.
Oh, yeah, Drew
Locker.
Very
Locker.
good.
Good call. It was Locker.
Jake Locker?
It was Jake Locker. He was up for the Heisman. He had a rough late November.
Hey, Braylon Edwards, Jim Harbaugh has compared J.J. McCarthy to Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen.
What?
Jim Harbaugh has compared J.J. McCarthy to a mix of Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen.
Skin color?
He has some comparisons to those guys. That is what the actual quote is. McCarthy responded to these statements saying that he believes he emulates both of them. Well, that's great. We all want to emulate greatness, right? He's working hard to surpass them. I love his response to that. But just start with Harbaugh first.
This is setting me up for trouble. I already see it.
Well, okay, then I'll go first.
No. Go. I'm just joking.
I know. I'm just playing with you too. I think that this. I think this is a motivator, much like Sean Payton did with Russell Wilson. I think Jim Harbaugh is trying to hype up his guy, and you're picking the two best guys out to do it. J.J. McCarthy can handle it. He answered it absolutely the right way. I love it.
At the end of the day, I understand exactly what he's talking about, and your job is to emulate the talent at the day. Like when I was a kid, I was looking at the league. I said, you know what? I want to model my game after Terrell Owens. I want to model after Randy Moss. Now, did I become Randy Moss in T.O.? No, I did not. But I modeled my game after them. You know what I'm saying? So for JJ's not 6'5" like both those. Well, Mahomes is 6'3", so they're around the same height. But Allen 6'5". He runs. He's fast. Josh Allen runs. He's fast. Mahomes deceptively fast. Has a big arm. We haven't fully seen it consistently yet, but I believe this year you will see all those guys have a big arm. He's a guy that's cerebral. He's a guy that loves his team. If he was in the NFL and he was on his next contract, he is a guy that would take less for the betterment of the team. JJ is built in that mold. JJ is a guy you can trust. JJ, I understand what Harbaugh means by that. And I think people are going to take this meaning too literal.
Yes.
They're going to take it too literal. Like he was meaning the whole, the intangibles of it all. He's not trying to tell you he's going to be as good as Patrick Mahomes or he's as good as Josh Allen. He's telling you that's what he's modeling his game after. He's a leader. They're leaders. He's tall. They're tall. He can run. He's a running quarterback that plays cerebral, that wants to stay in the pocket. He fits all the bills that they do.
Checks all the boxes.
Now, when you get to the big level, he ain't as good as them and blah, 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 and this, that, and the third.
That's not the point, though. I totally agree with you. Yeah, it's not the point.
And neither one of them went 13-0 last year in regular season play. Oh, my bad.
Right.
When they were in college.
Right. I totally. Yeah. I think you're on the right track there. I think this is who doesn't want to emulate. Who doesn't want to? Yeah. I'm sure you try to be like Jerry Rice too. Nobody's saying you're Jerry Rice, 100%. But you try to be that.
I'd rather my head coach say that, and I can actually make something of it in terms of this is what it was, then my head coach go up there and say, hey, you know what? Hey, he reminds me of Blake Bortles. Then I got to figure out, whoa, damn, coach, Blake Bortles. You know what? He reminds me of Baker Mayfield.
Right.
All right, coach. I mean, I understand this. Would you rather him say that? I get where Harbaugh is coming from, and I don't have a problem with it.
No doubt.
Would you rather hear that compliment from Jim Harbaugh, or would you rather hear what Dan Campbell said about Jameson Williams, that he's not going to be the elite pass catcher?
Both of them are motivation. Like at the end of the day, both motivation. Because if I'm Jameson Williams and I hear that, my ass needs to get on jug machine. Like I need to start learning how to catch with my hands. I need to trust my hands. I need to do that. If I'm JJ McCarthy, you know what? It's time for me to go back to work. I got some more film to watch. I need to watch where does Roman Wilson plant when he's running his 7 routes? Where is Donovan Edwards when he lines up in the slat on the angle route? Where should I put the ball inside the linebacker's or upfield shoulder? That's the type of things that get people motivated. The people that say, I can't believe he said that about me, are the people that were never meant to be great anyway.
Hey, side note on J.J. McCarthy. I do not know him, but my daughter Lily does. He dates her sorority sister. They've all gone out, together, and she says he can't be nicer. He is the all-American boy. So it makes me happy to hear that, and to hear the way he speaks, that he emulates the two of the better quarterbacks in the league, one of the best ever, in Patrick Mahomes. That's pretty damn good. The kid's got it. I just haven't seen it all on the field yet because they haven't unleashed it.
You're the only one, and I hope that's what they do this year. I do hope that's what they do this year. I almost want
unleash the guy.
Yeah, I mean, really, the thought is that Blake Corum and or Donovan Edwards could both be up for the Heisman Trophy Award. They're going to want to get those guys the touches, but at the same time, I think if you want to not miss out on elite talent at wide receiver, you have got to showcase that talent at wide receiver. You have got to showcase the quarterback situation, the quarterback position. Nobody wants to come to Michigan to just turn around and hand the ball off. It's just not where you're going to get elite skill players. The Michigan Wolverines have not had a first-round offensive skill player taken since Braylon Edwards in 2005.
Is that real?
There's a reason for that. There is a reason for that. So unleash the beast a little bit.
Let's see it.
And let's see it.
For as much as people think about Andrew, I put into context. Jim Harbaugh is going to do what Jim Harbaugh does, whether it was at San Diego, they ran the ball. Whether it was at Stanford, they ran the ball. Whether it was in the NFL, they ran the ball. Here in Michigan, he's had success running the ball. He's not going to change anything. And the first thing people are going to think about, well, he had Andrew Luck, and you saw what Andrew Luck did at Stanford. Yeah, I do. 25-75, 33-38, and 35-17. That's what he did. Andrew Luck didn't throw for 4,200 yards, or 4,500 yards, or 5,000 yards. He threw for those, ran the ball a little bit. He was efficient. They handed the ball off to Toby Gerhardt, who was running back at the time. That's what Harbaugh does, and it worked for Stanford. It's working for Michigan. Michigan isn't going to do what you want them to do. They're going to do what Harbaugh wants them to do. Last time I checked, that's to the tune of 15-1 in the regular season and 2 back-to-back championships. So if it's working, we ain't gonna change it.
Amen. If it ain't fixed, don't broke. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yep.
ESPN's Big Ten East preview, guys. A lot expected of the Michigan Wolverines this year. Some of the question marks that ESPN's Bill Connolly has. Does U of M have a pass rush? Well, we'll find out. Red flags for the Buckeyes offense. Who is their quarterback? 2024, the year of the Nittany Lion. Is this the year that Penn State can get anything done? What about MSU? Will they go back to the portal again? Indiana's epic talent infusion, will it pay off? And will Rutgers ever score? Just some of the question marks that they have in the Big Ten East, Michigan State being one of them. Looks like they got some pretty sick locker rooms now. We'll see if they can go ahead. I love how it's the Tom Izzo football building,
Can I play
too.
that for you?
Sure.
I've got a video here from Michigan State. This is Mel Tucker leading his boys into their new digs at the Tom Izzo football building. Check this place out.
Where'd you? Oh, hold on. Woo! Wait. You know, I keeps it stacked. You know what I'm talking about. Off-white laces and stuff. You know, I keeps it stacked. We here though. I'll give y'all a good look. Body Man, what's up? How you liking it? He loves it. Jamie! Wow. He loves it. The sound coming.
Yeah, welcome to the 21st century.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, welcome to
Glad they're here.
Welcome to, I should say, welcome to the 21st century. We got these locker rooms in Michigan, 03, 04, 05. Nah, I'm hating. I'm just messing around. Those are dope. This is college football nowadays. You see when recruits
That's
go.
how you sell.
That's how you sell. When recruits go to your locker room, they want to put the jersey on. They want to be in the lights. They want to slide out the door. They have the cleats right there and the other things. So I'm happy they do. You know, it's about time. You know, Michigan State. This was that reward from the 2021 season. And they deserve it.
Yeah, I love the Tom Izzo football building.
Good for them, Jack.
Good for you.
I'm not a hater. They deserve it.
Guys, a crazy story about Urban Meyer just came out. I'll read it to you next. When he was the coach at Jacksonville for the Jaguars.
It looked a little narrow.
Who did he kick now?
The hallway looked a little narrow.
Look, I think it's
how many
kinda
players
nasty.
on the team?
Right.
30?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, how many good players?
Don't
it's fine.
see.
No, I'm good.
See?
I'm sorry.
They're crapping all over the new Michigan.
Guys, let me give you a message about
Not
Lady
me.
Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk into any Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one but two vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars. One for you, your wife, your girlfriend, your best bud, whoever you want to give it to. Lady Jane's. Open 7 days a week. You can walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer, Academy Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
How would you like to win a $100,000 Vegas getaway? Yes, you. How would you like to do that? Take your closest friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps. It's the Cintron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win the $100,000 getaway at drinkcintron.com/Vegas. That website again, drinkcintron.com/Vegas. And buy your Cintron at your local Meijer. Cintron, the healthier energy drink with great taste and the choice of people who desire to look good, feel great, and be the best version of themselves. drinkcintron.com/Vegas.
It's great stuff. Absolutely. Guys, so Urban Meyer in the news.
Shocking.
Okay, so this might be a little bit long, but
Uncle Herb.
I'm going to read it to you anyway. So the Jaguars' Urban Meyer era via Ty Dunn. Ty Dunn is a writer, the Go Long podcast, whatever. Okay, so here's the story. Fresh off a 31-7 loss to the Seattle Seahawks, a humiliating drubbing that dropped Herb's crew to 1-6, the Jaguars' defense held a come-to-Jesus meeting. Obviously, something needed to change now. And now, or this season was going to be effectively over. A slew of players chimed in with their thoughts, and Weingard, one of the Jaguars players, Weingard's take. I'm sorry, guys.
It's all right. You're doing fine.
Yeah. Okay. So Weingard's take. Maybe Weingard is the writer. The Jaguars had a rookie quarterback in Trevor Lawrence, a rookie head coach in Urban Meyer, and it was on the defense to help them out. Quite benign, right? He wasn't taking a shot. It was an indisputable fact that Meyer had never coached in the NFL before. So this is about Weingard is one of the players.
So he said he had.
I'm butchering this story.
But he said he had a rookie quarterback and a rookie coach.
And a rookie coach.
So
yes,
Urban Meyer's gotten pissed now.
Yes, exactly. So word got back to Meyer.
Yeah.
That Monday night, the safety's phone rang. Caller ID indicated that it was position coach Chris Ash was calling.
Oh, boy.
Weingard answered. Weingard was the safety that said, we have a rookie quarterback and a rookie head coach.
Oh, boy.
A different voice greeted him. It was Meyer. He says, hey, Dewey, why the hell did you call me a rookie head coach? Tell me why. If it was anybody else right now, you'd already be cut. Weingard relives this. Explain yourself to me, essentially, is what I need. So I had to freaking save face and tell him how much I love him and how he's the greatest coach ever. You're sitting there on your off night, chilling, and you get a call from your head coach. Hey, I'm going to cut you if you don't apologize for calling me a rookie head coach. The threat was real. If Weingard didn't apologize, he was toast. The next day, the two met again, and Weingard told Meyer everything he wanted to hear. So this safety, number 42, Weingard, Dewey Weingard, of the Jacksonville Jaguars, had to just fawn over Urban Meyer
just to keep his gig,
just to not get cut.
Even though he called him a rookie head coach, he was a rookie head coach in the NFL.
Right. Wow. Have you ever had a coach like that just needed validation everywhere he ever was? I mean, you don't have to name him if you did, but I don't know if I've ever seen anything quite like this Urban Meyer situation.
No, I haven't had any instances like this. And, this came up with Urban. We were dealing with that last year. I just had never seen anything like it. Look, off the field, Urban, I've met him a couple different times. I told you how I feel about Urban Meyer. I like him. Say what you want to in terms of my interactions with him. Now, do I like him as a person? The things that I've seen, I don't like a lot of things I've seen, but every time I run into him, he was always great. But with that being said, this is him. This is what narcissists do. This is what individuals that believe that they're greater than thou. They're what doesn't stink. This is how these people operate. The only person that comes to mind that could have been like that, but I definitely didn't see it, would be Pete Carroll. And with that being said, I find it hard pressed to believe Pete would have been like that with anybody else. Pete was great. So I've never dealt with it, but it exists.
Andrew Wingard is the player's name. Andrew Wingard. Sorry, Mass.
That's okay. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but I've had a run-in with a guy like this.
Who is it?
In this business. In the beginning of this business.
Who is it?
I'm not going to tell you.
Why?
I'm just not.
Is he alive?
I tell you guys all the time.
I'm not telling you. Okay?
You got it.
I'm just going to tell you.
Don't ask me anymore.
Oh, come on.
Don't say anything anymore.
All right, fine. I'm not even going to tell my story.
Okay.
Forget it.
Tell the story.
Tell the story.
I literally had to kiss his ring.
Oh, I know who it is.
To keep my job. It was going to be a job that was a dream job of mine.
There you go.
And the one guy got mad at me for doing something that he thought he didn't agree to.
Yeah.
And literally the entire staff had to talk to me and say, Tommy, we don't know what to do. I'm like, just get me in the room with the guy. They did. Kissed his ring. I'm here 27 years later.
Unbelievable. That is wild.
So yeah, I get it.
It's funny. Parker said that's crazy. Hey, look, man, that's how it was back then.
That's how it is a lot of the time.
I ain't kissing anybody's ring, man.
Well, good luck. Good luck to you. Good luck to you.
Almay. Is Almay still in the building?
Good luck to you.
I can say I've never kissed a ring. I can also tell you I've lost some jobs.
Well, it's so funny because Braylon, my office acumen is. How I can navigate through.
I know you've done
office.
awesome. Now, there's another guy that I didn't kiss his ring, and I lost my gig.
So in any business that you're in, you have to be, like, let's face it, unless you're making the company gazillions of dollars. Like, God, I hate not to get political here. I hate not to. But if you're a guy like Tucker Carlson, who made money hand over fist for, let me use somebody else that doesn't work. But again,
yeah, for sure.
Like you usually don't get rid of that guy until he's not making you money anymore, right?
This is real.
When the guy stops making you money, that's when you get rid of him. And in any business, if you are not pleasant to be around, your chances are you will eventually meet your match. I'm a firm believer in that. In any business that you're in media, in medicine, in marketing, in whatever. And I think one of the things, look, you guys know. Let me talk to you, the view.
Let me talk to you.
Let me talk to you.
Let me hear it, bro.
Look.
Let me hear it. What's his name? AC?
L.A. Knight.
Oh, L.A.
Let me talk to you.
I knew it was some initials.
Look, I'm not the most talented guy in the universe, but I've managed to stick around for 20 years plus because I think I'm halfway pleasant to be around.
You are.
I think that's really why. I'm a halfway pleasant guy to be around, I think.
You're more than halfway.
Because I'm certainly not the most talented guy in the world. I
Don't sell yourself short, my guy.
I do put in the work.
Yeah.
I put in what I lack in talent, I make up in effort.
I don't think you lack in talent. I think
thank you.
I think you put it all out there. And if someone wants you to make a fool of yourself, you're going to try.
I'm going to do that
do the
too.
best. You're going to do it. That's all there is to it. By the way, Mr. Wizard on the chat says, God makes better paths. He's right.
That's right.
If it ain't right,
if it ain't rough, it ain't right.
There's another path
crazy.
Out there.
Right?
That's it.
No doubt about it. How about that for some about that for some mic dropping of the
nice going.
Go. Right. And Urban Meyer, no different. If you're not winning, if you're a jerk, you're gone. Matt Patricia, if you're not winning, if you're a jerk, you're gone. If you're Bill Belichick and you're winning Super Bowls, we keep you until you don't win anymore. And you know who's going to be gone after this year?
Ryan Day.
Bill Belichick.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Gosh. All right, gang. Take a break. Come right back when we do NFL, going around the NFL, news and notes from around the league. And tonight we will see NFL football. But first, a message from Big Boy.
Yes, sir. You better get it while it's hot. It's Strawberry Fest. Start off with a great breakfast at Big Boy. Go over there and get your strawberry hotcakes or the mouth-watering red velvet waffles or a little brunch for you. How about the strawberry bacon chicken wrap or the refreshing summer splash salad and those desserts? That's the best part of the day, right? You want to get that classic strawberry pie, the deep-fried vanilla Oreos, and a lot more. The strawberry hot fudge cake. Go get it, B. Go get a Big Boy at Big Boy.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. How would you like to win not one, but two vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network. Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Hey, gang, childhood may be over, but playtime is not. Outdoor Equipment Company is your source for outdoor power equipment. Sales, service, parts, carrying top brands such as Bad Boy, LS Tractor, Steel, and more. They service the Great Lakes region with locations in Metro Detroit and Greater Lansing. For more, visit OutdoorEquipCo.com. OutdoorEquipCo.com, your power equipment playground. Tom Mazawey, let's go around the NFL.
Let's
we
do
begin.
it, right?
How about with a game in Canton tonight?
Love Canton. Love the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That's where it'll be tonight. The Hall of Fame game, the Jets and the Browns, the Braylon Bowl tonight. You could see that, of course, on Peacock tonight. That game is on Peacock, so make sure
Exclusively?
I don't know. I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is.
Get out of here.
Yeah, let's put up the little video
Well,
on the
he
Hall
ain't
of
gonna
Fame.
do that.
He's not going to do that. The Hall of Fame game there on Peacock. The Hall of Fame game on Peacock.
The NFL preseason kicks off in Canton when the New York Jets take on the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, my goodness. Here we go.
The Hall of Fame game on NBC and Peacock.
And by the way, Joe Thomas of those Browns will lead the class of 2023 that's going in to the Canton Pro Football Hall of Fame. Joe Klecko from the Jets is in that. Darrell Revis, of course, is in that too, Bray.
Played with Revis.
Yep.
Played with Joe Thomas. It was so funny when Joe got drafted. So we had the same agents. Peter Schaefer, Lamont Smith, All Pro Sports out of Cherry.
Sure, no Lamont Smith.
At 100%. He was Barry Sanders was his agent. I mean, he was Barry Sanders' agent. Jerome Bettis, Eddie George, Willie Rofe. Like, he was huge in that era as relates with those guys. When Joe Thomas got drafted, you know where he was? He was on a fishing expedition with his pops.
I bet. He don't give a care.
Like, he legitimately was sitting in the boat when they called him.
Where'd Joe Thomas go to school?
Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
How high did he get picked?
It was 2.
Number 2.
No, 3.
3, all right. Top
I think
3.
he was 3. He and I were the same.
You and him.
We're the same number, but he went. He was chilling on the boat. We called, and I called because Lamont gave me his number to congratulate him. I called him. He was like, "Yeah, man, looking forward to playing with you. You mind if we call you back, man? We just heard the pops, man. Just got the news about the fish." I was like, "Can't wait to see this guy, man." Yeah,
kind of reminds me of Jack Campbell a little bit.
Absolutely,
100%.
Hopefully, they'll both end up in the same place.
Right?
Wouldn't that be great? Hey, speaking of NBC. Week 5 in the NFL. I'm going to throw that out at you guys because I think you're going to know where I'm going.
Yep.
You know the Jets play the Broncos on Week 5, and you know the whole thing with Sean Payton and Nathaniel Hackett and Aaron Rodgers.
Back and forth.
Will NBC flex out of Dallas, San Francisco to show you the Jets and Broncos?
I would.
That's the first week you could flex.
I would in a New York second, although I don't think they will. Because
Dallas
it's the Cowboys.
and the 49ers,
Yes.
arguably the 2 best NFL brands in the year in which either one of them could make it to the Super Bowl. Obviously, it's not going to be Dallas. I'm not flexing
So
out of
Adam
that.
Schefter with the tweet: the first time Sunday night games can be flexed this season is Week 5, which just happens to be when the Jets play at the Broncos. Hard to imagine NBC would drop Week 5 Cowboys 49ers, but as usual, the NFL schedule makers, script writers nailed it because it really is a script.
Not to mention 2 years ago how that playoff game ended with Dallas and the 49ers with the infamous Dak Prescott deal. I mean, you know what? I put it to you like this. If they flex out of it, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Hey, speaking of Dallas real quick, did you see Trayvon Diggs?
I did.
What he said to Dak Prescott? Like, call him a...
Blank.
Yeah. A BA.
Yeah. So...
Like a witch.
Yeah,
but
I got you.
It goes back to what I always say about nowadays with so many different networks, with so many different people recording, with so much access to analysts or to reporters or to insiders or to just all those type of things. You guys are getting privy to much more content that goes on every day in practice. That goes on in the locker room. It goes on during the season. It goes on in training camp. And a lot of times, it's not nearly as deep as people think it. It's just SHIT talking.
Yeah.
You talking stuff to guys like
Brothers hitting each other every day.
Hey, you know the type of stuff me and Darrell Reeves used to say to each other, or Antonio Cromartie, or insert DB that I went against. Man, you ain't got nothing today. Boom, 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 boom. Or what they would say to Mark Sanchez, or what they would say to insert quarterback that I played with here. A lot of times people are catching a little bit of that, and they're just hearing it for the first time, and they're like, man, I can't believe you said that to Dak. Sometimes much more is made of it than what it really is.
I'll tell you this, I don't think Diggs would have said anything had he not signed that big contract.
Now that I agree with.
True.
Hey,
that ain't cap.
Let's all get together.
That ain't cap. No cap.
That ain't cap.
Happy 46th birthday to Tom Brady.
TB12.
Today. Look at TB12. 46 years young. It's the only guy I know that looks like he gets younger as the birthdays go. Younger.
Not only that, Bray, but I really believe that if Tom Brady was playing today, he would be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Top 5. I mean, if you could give me Patrick Mahomes, if you can give me Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow, I would take Tom Brady after those 4.
Just put him on 5 teams that are on the bubble.
That's what I was about to say.
And they go to the playoffs, maybe win the Super Bowl.
We played this game. It was about 2 weeks ago. We played this game, and you really start to see, you know what, damn, this is how I really feel about Tom Brady. Outside of Joe Burrow and outside of Patrick Mahomes, that is it. I put Tom Brady on every other team, and it gives them a better chance to win. Even the Jets. It gives the Jets a better chance if Tom Brady is their quarterback. Burrow, Mahomes, only 2 that he doesn't enhance their odds.
Amen.
And that's still real. You see what he did last year, the year before that, the year before that. So you give him a defensive offensive line, I'm taking him on the Super Bowl this year.
No doubt.
With the 49ers.
It's over.
Exactly.
It's over.
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara, it's not over for him. But his legal woes are behind him. His NFL woes are ahead of him. Word on the street is that Roger Goodell, although it's done in the back as far as the deal he made, the plea deal he made, he settled. He's still going to get suspended, is the word on the street.
I had to meet with Roger Goodell after the incident one time, and when you go into those meetings, like, it was different than what I thought. I thought I was going in there to be railroaded or to be paused, to be, talked at or talked down to, or this is what's going to happen. He went in that meeting room, man. He was really chill. We just had a conversation. We talked about the incident. We talked about things. And from that meeting is where he kind of makes his assessment about you. Roger Goodell is a much better individual than people think, especially in the last 6 years. So we'll see what happens in that meeting with Carmera. It's not a foregone conclusion of how many. It's kind of like he interviews you and he makes an assessment.
I got something for you guys that the NFL is looking for. And you know what? I'm for it.
Not black owned.
You know how the XFL does their kickoffs?
Yeah.
Let's look at the video. The NFL is really looking at possibly adopting the new XFL way of kickoff.
It's going to happen.
Look at this. Kicker's on his own. There it goes. Now the players do not release till the ball is caught, and there they go. And look at the hole he's got.
I like it.
I love it. It's less injuries, which they're looking for, and a little bit more excitement.
You probably don't have as big a collision ever in an NFL football game than you do on a kickoff.
Correct.
No head coaches are setting themselves up for all-out zero blitz. That looks like a zero play, man-to-man blitz on every play. You get one block as a touchdown,
right?
Especially with how fast these guys are nowadays. Because if I see something like that, hey, yo, Jameson, come here. I got something for you.
Yeah, don't you think they want that, Ray?
This is true.
Yeah,
but this is true. But be dangerous.
Could you play with 13 players on defense on that play? What if you played with 13 on defense?
No,
that's tough.
It's got to be 11, man.
All right.
First touchdown, they're going to be changing that rule.
Tonight is the new kickoff rule. Remember, guys?
No, I do not.
When you kick, you can make a fair catch inside the 30-yard line.
And mark it at
you
the
remember?
30?
And you mark it at the 25-yard line.
I thought you could do that already.
No.
Oh, you could?
Now, in college, you can walk. You put your arm up, you can walk away from the ball. You can do that now in the NFL.
Wow.
It starts tonight. It's going to be weird looking.
So if you're a kick returner,
yes,
and you get your team at the 21-yard line, you should be fired. Like, you should be fired. Like, everybody should just be fair catching at the 25, unless you just know that there's some space there. If I had a kick returner and we were at the 18-yard line, sir, go to the locker room, take your stuff off, leave it there because you're no longer on my squad.
Unbelievable. Hey, guys, got to get a break in. When we come back,
we have more.
Did you guys talk about the Washington football name change yet?
Well, I did a little bit.
You did?
But I'd love to talk about it with you.
I'm interested about that because there's an update on the petition.
That's great.
But next,
is it over 100,000 yet?
No, but it's over the benchmark. Now there's a new benchmark. We'll get to that. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm, your local security experts. Have been for over 90 years. You see that black and yellow sign out in front of your house? Tells the bad guys one thing.
Stay out.
Whether you are at home or on the road, they're 24/7 professional monitoring, customized solutions from real experts, and technology backed by people means you are backed by the best. Call this number right here, 1-800.
Stay out.
That number again, 1-800.
Stay out.
Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Stay out.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer. Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper. Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media. We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
So if you hadn't heard, there is on change.org, there is a petition about getting the Washington Commanders back to the Washington Redskins.
Okay.
Bravo.
And it started out small, and now there's over 50,000 signatures, 53,000 signatures on this. Their next goal of 75,000. And Ron Rivera actually said that within the locker room, they call themselves the Redskins.
Shouldn't have said that.
And Josh Harris mentioned it about 4 different times.
Josh Harris
in his
did
introductory press conference
as well. And they talk about taking it and giving it a new meaning and treating that word with respect and giving. I guess I don't.
I always thought they treated it with respect. I never thought it was a
nobody
slight.
did. Nobody in football world did. Like if you're like no football fan ever thought
not
it was
even for a second,
right? But the fact that the owner of Washington has said it like 4 times, and now Ron Rivera is like, yeah, that's what we call ourselves in the locker room. That's pretty surprising, I think, too.
Not really. Ron Rivera played for the Bears in '85. He's an older individual. He's an old school guy. He doesn't care anything about the PC era or this, that, and the third. It's old school. This is what it is behind closed doors. I guarantee you it's never going to work. You're never going to be able to change them back to the Redskins for what the connotation was. Native Americans back in the time, they didn't have red skin. They had skin, and you perceived it to be red. That's like having a team called the blah, 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 black faces. Yeah. Well, it wasn't racist back then. Blah, blah.
But there were no team by that name.
But what I'm
I always say that when someone says, how about the Caucasian?
I understand that, but I'm telling you what the same representation is, though.
Yeah.
Either
way, it's something to keep an eye on as we move on here as this signature gets. And I think, and I don't know this, but I think if Josh Harris could, the new owner of the Washington football team, and I don't call them the Commanders, I call them the football team.
Right.
If Josh Harris could go back to that name, he would.
And you know where he wants to go? We can put this tweet up. He wants to put the new stadium where RFK Stadium sits now, and most people want it. Virginia is offering the best deal for them, but where RFK Stadium still sits, and they haven't played there in a while, that's in D.C. territory. I would love to see them play right back there on that plot of land.
I just think right now, like, would I prefer the Redskins in terms of what it was back? Yes, like it was the Washington Redskins. That was a team. That was a team that beat the hell out of Detroit Lions in '91 and beat them again in the NFC Championship. I get that, and I would agree with it too. But after everything that happened with the Dan Snyder era and that being over, they're not going to start this new era by getting back to the Redskins. It just wouldn't do it. If they did it, I would be all for it.
If Harris and Rivera didn't say what they said, This would be
A
one of
nothing
those.
burger.
This would be not only a nothing burger, just like one of those like fringe. There's a million petitions on change.org. Get Tom Mazawey to wear a Yankees jersey tomorrow. Like that's on change.org. It would be nothing. But if the
Red Sox
owner
jersey.
and the head coach both call them that, I think it is worth raising the discussion about it. Tom, you wanted to say Tigers made a move today.
Well, no, the Tigers playing tomorrow against the Rays. I wanted to bring up Yankees pitcher Domingo Germán. He threw a perfect game earlier this year against the A's. You guys remember that? Perfect game. The kid is up and down, up and down. The other day he was supposed to start. They didn't start him. He comes in the fifth inning, pitches lights out. Turns out he's got alcohol problems. He is going to have to go. He is done for the year, and he will be checking into an alcohol rehabilitation center.
God bless him, and kudos to going to seek treatment for a problem that he has, and we root for the young man, and hopefully his going to get some help too can encourage anybody else out there that may have an issue.
It's a lot of pressure playing for the Yankees.
Isn't that something?
It's a lot of pressure playing for the Yankees.
Good for him.
And he's not from here. You know?
I hope he gets it 100%. I hope he gets the help he needs. It looks like he's doing that, but it is a lot of pressure when you play in the Big Apple.
Hey, I want to leave you guys with a funny video. I think it's a funny video. One of our stylists at Lady Jane's, Beth, has a Ring doorbell, like a lot of people do. And she's like, Maz, you got to see this.
spray?
You got to see
I
this.
saw in the
she
chat
says.
and look at it.
She shows me this video, which is shot in front of her house, of an Amazon driver delivering a fragile package. It said fragile on it. I take you to Beth's house right now. Your package, and he walks away.
Unbelievable. That's great. God bless him.
If at first you don't succeed,
Dust
try
yourself
it,
off.
try it again.
Great job. Hey, tomorrow's Friday. Are we in studio tomorrow?
I think we are. We're on a remote here in studio.
Forever.
I haven't been here on a Friday in a long time.
Fill in the blank Friday.
Oh, fill in the blank Friday. Fill in the blank Friday. Very good, guys.
Maybe cap, no cap.
Pray and get us out of
We
here.
missed it on
I
Wednesday.
ran out of voice.
Oh, yeah. Bray's out of the
ran out of
voice. For Parker, JB, Tom Mazawey, Braylon Edwards, and we got Max in the corner.
Max's
over there.
house.
For Alex Mayer, who stopped by as
Hell,
well.
May.
I don't know if I need
Thanks
Max's
to
house.
all. Hit that
Take
like
care of
button.
Braylon, Max.
Hit that like button and subscribe to Woodward Sports. We'll see you tomorrow. Heavyweights tonight at 5.
See you guys.